Hello everybody, welcome back to another spectacular video. Here we are around Gerdama, and we are going to get an encounter with Donk. Very easy due to its high gravity and closeness to Gerdama. Donk seems to be a normal moon, but if you look at the haze on the edges, you'll see it as an atmosphere. And what stands out more is probably that big chunk of lava you see there. Now, why is that? That's tidal forces. So you know how the moon makes the tides on Earth? Well, that's because it has gravity, obviously, and when it comes by, it pulls some of the water with it, creating tides. That's my very, very, very quick and in a nutshell version of how tides work. But you know what? It'll do for now. Um, so again, this is like incredibly simplified, but similar things happen when two planets or moons or two celestial bodies like that are close to each other. Essentially, the tidal forces from Gerdama are going to be stretching Donk a lot, and that creates a lot of friction. And as you see, I just built my spaceship here, unrelated to the talk about friction, but whatever. Anyway, that creates a lot of friction and stretching, and this can crack the planet to the point where you get these huge lava ravines and really heat it up a lot. I'm actually going to start writing a book about a similar thing, but well, it's gonna be really interesting. Hope to get it published in like a year or two. Let's see if I actually follow through on that. Although I do have the bare bones skeleton of it done. It's pretty interesting actually. I might go on a rant about it in my next video, or this video if I run out of things to talk about. But anyway, here I'm just adjusting the settings again to make sure it looks nice for you guys. Again, I had a weird problem here where every time I tried to save a quick save, it crashed my game, and that persisted for like a day. I managed to land it once, and then I forgot to record it, and then I landed again and forgot to record it. But it's fine. I landed a third time, and I finally got the footage I needed. Because don't worry, I'm sure if you guys have seen my other videos, you've seen the slacking I've done when I just forget to record something, or maybe something goes wrong in my editing software, and like I just don't show you part of the mission. No more of that. I am gonna work harder to make sure that if something like that happens, I just do the mission again, and you guys will get more mission. Is that worth a sub? Subscribe. Maybe. It's a lot of work. Come on. Subscribe. Do it. It's fun. You get the button to click. I'll wait. You done it yet? Okay. I'll stop being a YouTube corporate shill now and get back to work. So, essentially, we got our craft here. We're coming down towards the lava pools of Donk. Now, why are we landing near the lava pools? Because it's cool, and if you don't know why landing near lava pools is cool, then maybe you're not the right viewer for my channel. I'm not sure exactly what order we do it, but we do wind up landing on that island. Look to the middle left of your screen. You see that little landmass? That's where we wind up landing. We also wind up landing near the lava pool, just below us, and then we fly out in a little bit and land near a canyon. We do 3 landings because it's a conglomerate of different images. Although my favorite was the island. It's really cool, especially when you time warp to daytime. There's enough light because we have like the magma and all that illuminating things. But the second you time warp to daytime, it's like boom, brand new environment. It's so cool. Anyway, here we are, messing around with stuffs, and we should be coming in for a landing. So, if you haven't seen my other video, which is somewhat going viral for my channel, it has already 1,000 views at the time of me editing this. I have made a new heavy lander, the Armadillo. It's a very nice lander. It's a very fun lander. It's a great lander, and I love the lander. And I'm going to be putting it on the colony ship. So, if you've been paying attention throughout my last few videos, you would know that instead of just landing and putting in colony like I have in the last season, I'm going to pretend that it's a more, more realistic. So in like the KSP storyline, this is going to be the preliminary scouting missions where we go down and see what all the planets are like, and then we choose a couple, maybe just 1 or 2, and we see if they're habitable, or if they're close and just the best choices for colonization. Then we're going to send over, I'm going to call it the KSS Toothpick cargo carrier, because it's basically just an incredibly long, ugly spaceship that can haul a lot of cargo, and on that it's going to contain 1 or 2 space stations, and a ground station, a ground mining facility, obviously the Armadillo heavy lander, and maybe a jumbo jet, depending on if we find somewhere with atmosphere. Because I don't know that much about this promised world, so I'm kind of figuring this stuff out as you do. So maybe we find somewhere with oxygen and we can fly a jumbo jet around, and that would be fun. But anyway, here we are coming in for a landing. I'm not sure if this footage is sped up or not, but we seem to be going pretty fast. I'm looking at this in low res mode right now, so I can get all the so I can get it without any lag. Because in my editing software, it's like trying to actually put it together rather than just on YouTube where it's just reading a file. So it's a bit laggier on my editing software. But here we are. You might think it's hard to land in these conditions when you can't really see what's going on, and you would be right. Although, thankfully, I have the glow of the lava to help me, and the glow of my radiator panels on the side. They're glowing bright orange, because the nuclear saltwater engines, while a great engine, require a lot of things, such as battery and heat dissipation. Like, a lot of heat dissipation. So I needed to slap on those radiators there. But as we come on down, we successfully touch down on the surface of Donk. But, like, this is boring, isn't it? So we're just going to give the game a quick save right here. And I was originally going to be like, yeah, this is nice. This is what it's like. It's great. And then video stuff happened. But even before the video stuff happened, I decided that, this wasn't enough. You guys put the effort of clicking on my video. The least I can do is put the effort of spending another 30 minutes playing a video game. But anyway, here we go. We are going to go towards that island in, like, yep, there it is. Just did a little circle on it. Thank you, past me, for helping make that point clear. Anyway, here we are. We're just going to burn straight at it. And I'm not sure what's going on with the planner there. According to that, we're not going to even be close to hitting the island. Maybe it's right and the planet is rotating towards me, which I think is happening, like, incredibly quickly. I keep saying planet. It's a moon. What am I talking about? But, we do. We make it. We don't really need to do any more burns. I think I do one right here because I was worried that the thing was right. But, I mean, like, come on, look at this. We just hit our apoapsis. We're already more than halfway there. Although I do need to burn this way in order to, get the inclination right. And I should be able to flip a retrograde direction now and start burning in the opposite direction to slow me down. One thing I do love about moons is that it's easy to just hop around like this. By the way, after I finish with the toothpick and finish up Season 2, Season 3, I'm going to do, I think, Kerbal Star Systems. But, and we'll see how this works out. This will be a science mode playthrough. And I'm not 100% sure on the plans. It could change. But I feel like that'll be really fun because you could watch along as we start with just a couple parts in the VAB, do some experiments, unlock new technologies, and eventually, like, go on to explore other star systems. Although for maybe, like, the first couple episodes, we will be sticking with just the regular KSP stock game, mainly with some other parts, because going interstellar is hard, and we need a lot of advanced parts to do that. And the interstellar parts are pretty advanced and require a lot of science to unlock. If you don't know how the science mode works in KSP, which actually a lot of people just don't do that. A lot of people just do sandbox, me included. I've done a science playthrough or two, though. But if you don't know what it is, you basically launch. You can bring science experiments with you, do the science. There are some things you can do to multiply your science, like process it in mobile labs and stuff like that. It's great. And the different ways to get science. You can, like, send a probe into Joule's atmosphere. That gives you a lot of it. You could land on our surface, take a surface sample. That gives you a lot of it. You could jump around and take EVA reports. That gives you some of it. But, like, the harder the planet to reach, the more science you get. Except for Eve, which doesn't give you that much science, even though it's the hardest planet to land on, which is kind of stupid, but whatever. Let's see. Do I successfully touch down here? I forget. Nope, this is the one where I do not successfully touch down. I'm gonna try and land here, and oh no! Here we go, rolling. You feel. You know what? Past editing me and current voiceovering me don't really know what we're doing, but we're rolling down the hill here, as you can see, and that's not good. So it's about here where I'm gonna save this in case I need to make a blooper reel or just post it. Yeah, by the way, do you guys want some more blooper reels? Again, like, I'm not gonna purposely fail, but, like, the blooper reels would be a lot shorter. I have like 1 or 2 fails per episode. Not like the first time where I was kind of rusty. I was returning to KSP after not playing for a good bit. By a good bit, I mean, like, a couple months, but, like, out of practice. But anyway, trying again with another attempt here, and this did require me to restart my computer because KSP did not like me at this moment. Although it seems to be fixed by now, so don't worry, my computer is safe. I think we successfully land this time, and don't worry, you're going to want to see this. It's the beautiful, beautiful sunrise of Donk. Wow, that really, that was so beautiful until I said the word donk. Wow. But it is KSP2 original names, I think. Promise Worlds is the essentially what we would have gotten from KSP2. Again, I'm no expert on this, so don't quote me, but here we are doing a very Kerbal landing. Gotta hit that front flip. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh, you're gonna do it? Yeah, this is fun. We just gotta do the loop-de-loops. Good news is, future me knows that we successfully land. Don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil past me. I can't tell him. He's already done this. And I wasn't on the right side. So we're just gonna burn a bit to the right of the screen here. And hopefully I'll put us right on the top. Because this is like an island, but it's also kind of like a hill slash mountain. So I need to be right on the peak where it's flat, or else I just roll down the side. And then you'll see what y'all came here for, what you saw in the thumbnail. I think I make that the thumbnail. Is the beautiful scene when the sun rises and we can see the whole lava ravine and all that, rather than just this like black and white silhouette orangey image of lava. So now I think it's time. Yep, we warped to sunrise. Here it is. Look at that. I don't know. There's just something special about that. It's really nice. You can see all the canyons, especially like the first. We kind of warped past it, but the first like little chunk there. And the protoplanetary nebula disk. No, that's protoplanetary disk. I think it's called. Please don't quote me on that. But that's like the dust around the sun that planets will eventually form from, because this system Deb is a new system. Its planets are still forming. And here we are. We gotta put the sun visor down because we're kind of staring directly into the sun. And would you look at that? That's what I'm gonna use for my thumbnail. That'll be nice. I wonder if I get any more Kerbals out. Do I? I don't remember. This was a relatively short mission though, so that's why I'm not seeing as much speed through stuff. If you like the speed through stuff, leave a comment below. If you like the more one-time speed, current mission-y things, also leave a comment below. But I'm gonna try and restrain all my videos to 15 minutes or around 15 minutes, whether that means cutting a lot or not cutting a lot. Anyway, here we are, just gonna launch off. Wow, that's nice. You know what? You know what's a mod I would love that I could not find one? One that adds better explosions. And you know, you're gonna say BD Armory, the one that adds like nuclear weapons and stuff, but like obviously I'm not gonna install that because like I want to play the space exploration game, not a weapon simulator. I have plenty of other games for that. But yeah, BD Armory does add some nice explosions, but like not stock. Like if you crash a rocket, you're not gonna see them. I would also like something that adds better smoke, like debris when you land on a planet or moon. And would you look at that? I just encountered a very rare KSP glitch, maybe not that rare, where it says that you're in a landed state. You can see the camera shaking right now. That's because the game thinks that I'm still landed, even though I'm very much not. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to land by this canyon right here, and typically the glitch is fixed when you land and then come back up. Not sure why it happened this time, but it just did. Now you may be asking, what seems to be the problem? I mean, the game seems to be running just fine, even though it thinks you're landed. Well, that's because I can't see my trajectory. Since it thinks I'm landed, it's not going to show me, like, where I'm going to be. And I kind of need to know that in order to make the orbital maneuvers to dock with the other mothership. Which I actually do very well. Don't worry, I do speed through that part. Nobody wants to sit there for an hour and a half watching me mess with the maneuver nodes. It wasn't an hour and a half, it was like 5 minutes. But still, 5 minutes too many, am I right? Anyway, after successfully, wow, my voice is getting tired. Successfully landing on this moon, we can make a save, go up, and yep, yay, it happened. I have a successful non-landed flying state. The game knows what's going on. And now we're just gonna speed through this real quick. And we should have a dock state, maybe. Oh no, I was in like the worst possible spot to do that, so I had to. There you go. Now, in a second, you'll see a part that's not sped up. This was the right here. This was the best docking I've ever done in my life. Well, just like encountered to docking. Check this out. Normally you get like really far away and you have to burn towards it, like close but still far. Look at that. Bam, right there. Now that is just, it's really hard to do in the game. Like I got the encounter so closely. Normally, like, you're gonna be like a mile out, and then you gotta burn, or a kilometer out for people who use a system of measures that makes sense. And I'm an American, so I don't like my own system of measures. It's not a good one. But whatever. Enough talk about measurements and miles and kilometers. But before I went on this tangent, I was gonna say you're gonna be really far out, and then you gotta burn to come closer. But of course, really far out, like a mile or a kilometer or whatever, still is not far away in space terms. But this was like a couple. This was like a couple feet or meters. More than a couple, probably like a couple hundred. But still. Here we're going to speed through the docking part. Again, I think I did a pretty nice docking here. Let's see how long this takes. The video has like a couple seconds left, so I think we're good. Please like and subscribe. I work really hard on these videos. They take a while. Have a nice day, everybody.